everyone. Welcome back, boys and girls. We are here. Sausage party.
Yes,
We're
we are.
ready.
Yes.
Yeah,
Rajesh, it's good to see you once again.
yes, danke. We are,
Rajesh.
we are, still apart, still doing our thing. I have completely moved into my place. And
Yeah.
you know, that's that. Super Bowl
How's
Sunday. I'm stoked for
how are
that.
the oh yeah, that's true. But how are the whiteys? How are the roomies?
Oh, I didn't know what you meant by that because I was like, my entire
Am
school
I
was like
lagging?
that. Yeah. Or like something is wrong with your headphones. Ah, bro, bitch. Oh my God. Can't have our AirPods,
These are
bro,
like the
bitch.
Bose.
I know.
These are Bose. These are like $40.
Them shits is hoes. Those are
I
foes,
didn't buy
bro.
them though.
I know.
I
He
didn't
said,
buy them though.
we're all aware.
I
Um,
stole them.
that's not true either. Uh, they're cool. They're cool. I haven't honestly
Thanks,
seen
bro.
many of our neighbors, maybe like a handful of them. Definitely haven't met any of them.
Yeah.
Um,
What about the roomies?
apparently cool dudes, cool dudes, both graduate guys, or they both graduated. Um, both working.
What they still doing here?
Not entirely sure. I think they are originally our class, but they graduated a semester early. So out here, you typically
Oh.
sign leases. I'm sure it's not just out here, it's everywhere. You sign leases for the year. It's an annual, an annual thing. Unless you go into it knowing that you're gonna graduate in, fall or whatever. Um, so I think they both just graduated early, unexpectedly is what I'm guessing. And yeah, so they're still here because they signed into that lease. Um,
Okay. Um
that
actually, to not to go off subject, but
Mhm.
I wrote down this question before we went on, and I kind of need to know now. I feel like I've asked you this before, possibly on an episode. I can't remember, but it's been burning with inside me, and it is: what would you do if I transitioned? If I became a tranny? If I became a
That's
girl?
not politically correct. You can't say tranny.
If I was a hermaphrodite, or I mean, transsexual.
Oh my! I don't think that you. I think you're taking bits and pieces from different concepts, or I guess they're not concepts. Well, they are to
Okay.
me. You're taking bits and pieces from
Yeah.
different things. Like I don't know what a transsexual is, to be completely honest. If that is a thing, that's right over my head.
Okay. I think. Oh wait, no, sorry. I think transsexual is like identifying as a female, but not actually changing your gender, like chemically, I think.
Well, you can't chemically change your gender at all. It's not a possibility.
Well, I mean, like
Or sex,
surgically and
sex.
chemically.
Right.
Yeah, like
I
chemically,
mean,
and like if you were to castrate yourself, start dosing with estrogen, and then like put some titties on, give you a vagina. Like
I
that's,
think
I think, transgender.
yeah, this may get me personally canceled, but I'll preface it by saying that this isn't coming from a place of hatred. It's just, in my opinion, I think that maybe that's more of a resounding, um, yes, I'm making the right decision for them than it is outwardly. Like I don't think they would call it castrated either. That's like cows, dude. Um, I think that the actual physical part of transitioning is like their way of telling themselves that yes, I'm making the right decision. Past just
Mm,
making that emotional connection in their head. Um,
yeah,
because
yeah,
to be honest, like putting cutting off a dick doesn't
your
make you a
dick.
female.
Yeah,
it just makes you a dickless
No.
guy now. Like,
Yeah.
so it's more
Yeah.
about, I think, their feeling and like making it, 100% for them. I think some people don't necessarily need that physical connection because, they'll just, like you said, identify as a female, but not necessarily need to do the physical transition to feel that way. Um,
But you didn't answer my
or vice
question though,
versa.
dude.
Yeah, no, I'm.
Why are you stalling? What would you
No,
do? What would our friendship be like?
I
What
don't.
would
I think that.
would you still be my friend? If I went
No, I think that what I would say is fair. I think what I'm gonna say. I think that when I say it though, right off the bat, people are gonna think that, oh my God, like you're an asshole. But to be honest, it is something that you have to wrap your head around. We've known each other for
Yeah,
like the past decade, and
yeah.
everything we have done in some form or another has been, like how generally guys interact. So now if you, 180 and said that you identified as a female, I wouldn't go back and reassess, all the things we did in the past, but I would think and I would be like, how do we like interact now in the future? And I guess,
Yeah.
not I guess, but I'd probably just treat you like I would treat any other female. But I guess the caveat is that you're still, I'm assuming, same personality, same
Mhm.
like jokester. So it's like, it's kind of finding that balance, I think. I wouldn't react negatively, because
Well, if I became a girl, just know if I ever
I try
transition,
to fuck
just
you.
I would be pretty cute, but what I was gonna say is if I ever do transition, I will let you play with my tits whenever you want.
That's reasonable. That's reasonable.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, dude, I think like, I don't know. I think it's just like a concept that people oftentimes mistake for hatred when it's just other people trying to wrap their head around it.
Yeah,
I think, it's just
yeah,
like it's change, any change takes time to adjust to. Um,
yeah. I
like
think
I can't just throw on you. I mean, never mind. Let me not even make that connection because I know that shit's gonna fucking get me fucked up. But to me, the concept is the same, because it's the same. I'll make it, I don't give a shit. Um, what I was gonna say is, to me, it'd be such a life altering thing because we've known each other for so long. Be a totally different scenario had we known each other for like a year or two, and then you said, I think I identify as a female now, then I would just be like, oh, like I would probably think that you felt that way all along, but up until this point, you weren't comfortable telling me. Now that I know
yeah,
over 10 years, I would like to think that you would feel comfortable telling me. And I would then think, oh, no, this is actually just a brutal shift. Um,
yeah.
and so I'd kind of look at it like, let me think of it. Not, I was gonna say I would think of it as like you just turned out, or you came up to me and we're just like, I think I'm gonna be a terrorist now. Yeah, no, that's not a good one. That's not a good
Yeah,
analogy
I
because
joined ISIS, man.
there's no upside to that. I would say, well, it is
No.
what it is, man. Yeah, there's no upside to that. Or
Like,
like if
what
you
if
like,
I
I'm
said
gonna
I
be.
was into Hello Kitty?
Nah, that's not the same. If you
I was
like said,
sexually
I'm
aroused by
gonna
Hello
be
Kitty.
Muslim now, or I'm gonna practice Islam
Oh,
or
okay.
something like that, I'd be like, oh, you know, that'd be interesting.
Okay.
Dots,
we might
dots, not feathers. Dots, not feathers.
we we might have to delete this episode, dude.
um, but
uh,
yeah,
okay.
I wouldn't
Okay.
react. It's kind of actually, now that you brought that up, it's interesting to think because as soon as you said that, I then thought about the different scenarios where Mace or Mick told us that they felt that
Mm,
way. Um,
hmm Well, I
Obviously,
mean, I know Mason would never talk to me again.
he told you that. Oh, if you said
No,
you
but I just know.
had.
Yeah.
uh,
He would he would be like, "What the fuck, dude? No." And then I'm like, "No, I'm serious. Like, I want to be a girl." He's like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Actually,
No,
I feel like
I
we've
think he
never
would still
really
be
had
friends with me,
conversation.
but
Yeah, we've never had like
he'd be he'd be
politically
he'd
driven
be he'd be
conversations.
the most uncomfortable though. He'd be the most. We definitely drift apart a little bit.
Mm, I don't know about that. I actually don't think that.
Mick, I know Mick, on the other hand, he would join me. He'd be like,
No,
oh my God,
I think-
finally, I've been waiting all this time for someone else to do it with me. Now
No,
we
I
can get a
think-
group on.
I think Mick is a very closeted conservative.
Ooh.
I just think that, there's certain things I've listened to him say, and I don't disagree at
Yeah.
all. It's just he says things like, not things
Okay.
that would be like, "Yo, that's disgusting,"
Yeah.
He's
But
kind of
just-
like on the same boat as me. It's just like, I'm not dismissing it.
Mhm.
I'm just taking my time to wrap my head around it.
Mhm.
So I feel like he kind of has those little tingy, conservative, closeted views.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't actually put it past him to be like the one that's like overbearingly accepted. I feel like all of us we work in pretty moderate terms, like it's not like all or nothing, it's never been that way. For the most part, we're just,
Yeah.
All right, well, give me some time to adjust, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, that's
I
interesting.
mean, I probably, if any of you guys transitioned, you probably wouldn't want to be my friend anymore, only because of the amount of jokes I would make and how many questions I would ask. I'd be like, hey, like, how does it feel like waking up with like tits? Like, how does it feel like sleeping on your stomach now? Like,
I think I feel like those are valid questions. I mean, you
Yeah,
can't
but,
really
like-
ask anybody else that because no one's been on both sides of it,
yeah. What I would ask, like, are you gay? Or
Why are you gay?
no, but like if you're
Who says I'm gay?
if you transition to a girl, but you're still in the guys, does that make you straight or does that make you gay?
I think that your sexual preference follows whatever
Sex you were originally.
whatever gender you identify as. I could be wrong in that regard, but I would assume that.
Okay. Does that mean if I were to turn into a girl, but I was still into chicks, I'd be a
because
lesbian?
technically, if you said that, then you would not be agreeing with the gender that you identify as. Because if you said I'm a man, or let's say sex says I'm a man, and I transition to a girl, so I'm a transgender female,
Mhm.
but I'm still into females, but I call myself straight. That's me saying that I'm, inherently, that's me saying that I'm still a guy, or I still
Yeah.
look at myself as a guy. I would have to then be.
So I would
lesbian,
be-
I guess.
So I technically would be lesbian. Interesting.
I mean, that's my train of thought, and I'm gonna be completely
Okay.
honest right now. If someone tells me I'm wrong, then that's retarded because
Yeah.
there's no way. There's no
Okay.
way that you can say I am a girl and I like girls, but I'm straight. No, that doesn't make sense. Like
Yeah.
that makes zero sense.
That defeats the whole purpose of transitioning.
Yeah.
That's
so,
true.
In my opinion, I don't think that works. You can't be.
No, that's definitely right. I don't think anyone would disagree with that.
Um, that's also, I guess, an interesting concept that just like that, you can shift, but there's no. I guess there's no other way to do it.
Yeah, I guess, but it's whatever.
What were we
Just,
talking about last time? Oh,
I
freaking
can't remember.
cars and expenses as we get older. And shit like that.
Oh shit! Is that what you wanted to talk about? Oh yeah, I wrote it right here.
Oh man. I mean, I'd like to sometimes not think about that, but I feel like these algorithms on Instagram and shit are really fucking good, Like
Yeah, dude,
they
it kind of
fucking
creeps me
know.
out.
Like they
Yeah.
fucking know. And I just get all
Yeah,
of these
it
freaking
creeps me out.
apartment views and like live in Texas, live in fucking, all the places that I've talked about, like living after college. It's brought up all those
Yeah.
places, and I'm just like, this is weird as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just, I guess, like, when I actively seek it out, it's cool because I'm mentally in a space where I'm prepared to deal with that realization that, I'm gonna soon be on my own. And most of that comes
Yeah.
from me knowing that I'm not trying to fucking go home and live anymore. I'm trying to go straight out and be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you're not ready for it and it's just hitting you in the face constantly, it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I think this is gonna be good for you too. Is I think right now it's gonna be a good experience for you because you're with roommates, but you're still on your own. You know what I mean? Like you still have to do your laundry. I mean, it's not like you weren't doing that before, but like
Yeah,
you're not like now your parents are not there to like, now
Right.
your mom's not there just in case maybe she helped you out one day with the laundry because you're busy or doing whatever you forgot or something.
Yeah,
But
that never
now,
happens.
okay, well, it does to me, but
Yeah, my mom
but you know what I
doesn't
mean, like
cook
just
or anything.
random little shit like that maybe your mom might help you out with, or whatever, like, or your dad, or what, something. But like
I
now,
think,
that's
yeah.
nothing like that's ever gonna happen now, because now that you're on your own. So that's
I
why I
mean,
like enjoying.
I already see a trend occurring. Um, and my parents won't see this obviously because they don't fucking know how to use this shit. And I'm not really ripping
Okay.
them anyway. But I already see a trend starting to form where my parents are probably gonna hit me up daily or every other day and gonna be like, "What are you doing?" And I feel like, and I felt this way probably for like the last year or so. I felt like probably the way your mom, you were saying in the last episode where your mom was like, "Honey, you live here forever." Like,
Yeah.
my parents and I, or at least my mom and I, we kind of butt heads a lot, and it's probably because we have very similar personalities. I'm a lot like her. Um,
Hmm.
and when we burn out each other or whatever, it's kind of like I'm thinking we're probably both thinking like, can't wait for you know this fucking deal to be split and you to
Yeah.
be on your own. And I'm thinking the same thing. I can't wait to be on my own. But then it's like I feel like they want me. Like I never get that feeling out of my head. Like I'm always like I want to be like, I want my solidarity. I want to be alone. I want to be, you know,
Yeah.
to have my own isolation in a form, not like I'm fucking depressed or anything, but like, I
Yeah.
just enjoy my alone time, my peace and quiet. And I feel like they've kind of worked against that for the last like year or so. Um, and I
Because they know you're
don't.
gonna be moving on soon.
Yeah, I feel like they know because they always bring up like you're gonna come visit us, right? I'm like, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but like I'm not living there. Like,
Yeah.
so it's
Dude, you should
interesting that.
see like the kind of dynamic that goes on between my parents and my brother, dude. It's ridiculous. He's like a king. He's a prince. He comes into town. He drive, dude. It's like 45-minute drive max, bro, from where he is. And so he drives over here for the weekend to chill. Soon, like my mom's like, she'll find out he's coming, and she's like, I gotta go to the grocery store, get him all my food, get him all the food. And then, you know, like I wake up that morning and my mom's got shit to do, but like it's like 11 o'clock. He finally comes down to the stairs for breakfast at like 11, and she's got like 20 pancakes stacked up. She's on the griddle cooking pancakes. She's getting eggs prepared. She's like doing all this shit, and I'm like, what the hell? Like none of this shit happens when I come home.
Yeah,
What the hell? But it's because he's on his own. Like I'm always coming back because I still technically live there. It's my technically still my permanent residence,
yeah.
but for him it's not. So like when he comes, dude, it's like a celebration. It's like the birthday weekend every time he comes into town. It's ridiculous. So
Yeah.
don't be surprised when that kind of shit happens. You just get smothered with love, especially if you do live like farther away where you actually can't see them all the time. I mean, my brother only lives 45 minutes away, but he does come, sort of often, but not very much. But I mean, especially for you, if you're going to be gone, in another state, dude, just wait, dude. She's going to be smothering you with love. It's going to be
Oh
nice.
no.
But it's,
I also don't really
you
like.
know,
I don't like that. Like
I
that's.
didn't
I think
either.
that's the
I felt
difference.
uncomfortable.
It's like exactly like whether it's a negative interaction or a positive one. I think too much
Yeah.
interaction for me is just kind of annoying.
Yeah, I enjoyed it for the first day. It was cool, like it was all fun and games. But um, like when I came back for the winter break, it was like one full day of like all about Austin, and then it was over.
Yeah, like I'm
Like they
not.
made
I
like
don't
they
think
they
I'll
got my bed
be with
already
that.
and shit. It was crazy, dude.
That's weird. I don't like that.
Like and like they're like, well, and I was like, do you still have one more meal to eat? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, eggs and oatmeal. I'm like, yeah, I'll just do. I have to do eggs. I was still prepping for my photo shoot in like a couple of days, so I was like, yeah, I'm only gonna have eggs, like 2 whole eggs and egg whites. And like I told them the amount. They made it for me. They brought it up to my room. Like they got the shower, like all the shower going. Like they got a tray with like the water and the napkin and shit. I'm like, oh my god, dude, like what the hell? So
that's definitely not for me, I don't think.
and it turned off the next day, but
Yeah. I think they probably realize that as like in their head, and we hear our parents say this all the time. It's like in my head, you'll always be my little baby. And I think
yeah,
they think that when we first there, and then they're just like, man, fuck this motherfucker, he
Yeah.
grown ass man.
yeah,
and then they just shut it off.
yeah. I'm a roommate basically.
I'm kind of hoping that it's always the fuck this guy, he's a grown ass man for me.
Yeah. Well, you never know. I mean, your parents are different than mine. Everyone's parents are different. So
Yeah.
who knows?
My dad's like never been like that, so that's always cool. Interaction is very
Yeah.
subtle to be around him. But
Yeah.
my mom is like always,
Yeah, I can imagine your dad doing that. I feel like your mom might a little bit.
she's
Like
like,
not crazy, but just a little bit.
yeah,
But she
yeah,
probably knows, since you guys are so similar, she'll probably know that you'll be repulsed by it. So she probably won't be too overbearing about it. So I don't think you ever have to worry about that.
hopefully. But yeah, that's we'll see. I don't remember what I was saying before that. Oh, just yeah. I don't think that adjustment when we graduate will be tremendous for me,
Yeah.
because the main thing I think is just pay. Like
Mm-hmm.
when we're gonna have to actually come out of pocket for our own expenses. Which, to be
Yeah.
fair, though, it's always kind of like irked me a bit that much of my expenses for as long as I can remember, like as long as I've had a debit card, has been on like my own dollar.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents help me out with like gas, or not help me out. They pay for my gas. They didn't like a little bit in high school, I guess. Senior year was when I got, my license, and then college
Finally.
out before I left. Yeah.
Everyone else could drive you everywhere, so
Dude,
there's no point,
I was
right?
living the dream, bro.
Yeah.
It was literally free Uber wherever I wanted to go.
Every girl you dated would drive you. Like, it was ridiculous.
I was like, I need to
I
go
was
to
like,
practice
it's like, this
now.
guy's so
Like,
entitled,
okay.
this bastard. Yeah.
Oh god, that was that was coded times. Um, that's what the magic wand does for you kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like they covered gas. And
Yeah.
honestly, I think that might have been it. Anything like
Okay.
school related, that would be covered. But everything
Yeah.
else was like on my dollar. Like whenever like we would go out to eat, like if it was like, oh, I asked my parents for like, can you guys get like this and this because I want to have chicken Alfredo for dinner? Sure, we got that. But if it was like,
Yeah.
I want to go to this restaurant and get chicken Alfredo, no, that's you. I'm like, what's the difference?
Damn.
So I mean, as long as I can remember, I've been,
Dude.
not as long as I can remember, as long as I've had a debit card, which since like, eighth grade or whatever money that I've kind of, scrounged together from work or whatever has been kind of towards it. So like, I think I'm kind of prepared, but really the hard hitting bills, I haven't experienced yet, credit
Yeah.
card
I'm a
statements. Actually, that's not true. I pay off my credit card as well. But am I stressing you out? I mean, yeah, bro. That's what I'm telling you. When you said the LC, I was like, you
dude.
drunk. I was like, you drunk.
Dude, I'm so I'm
You know
so
what the oil
spoiled, bro. I'm gonna be
change on
poor
that
all my
bitch is gonna be.
life.
I think obviously it
Why?
doesn't matter like what we were,
I'm gonna be
what privileges we had growing up, so much as that like regardless when we graduate, it's gonna hit like a fucking train anyway, because there's no level of experience
Yeah.
that we can attain at our age. Like even if some fluke chance we've been paying for gas, we've been paying for our car insurance, we've been paying for our car note, we still, may not know how to, return our taxes or, what is the fuck? That's not
Yeah.
return our taxes, it's not called that, but file your taxes and report that kind
File
of
them,
shit.
yeah.
I mean, I guess you get to a point where you
Pay,
just,
yeah, pay 'em.
have people do that for you. But there's things like that, regular accounting work that you'll need to do just for yourself, just to save your own, your own lifetime and working
Yeah.
out budgets and shit like that. Like that kind of stuff, I guess, you can learn in school. But a lot of times people don't learn that until they're out balancing their own money, and it's very
Yeah.
easy to pay those bills. It's just that no one has the skill set to like, or the discipline, I would say.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
that's
I
really,
plan on learning how to do that eventually. I mean, I already have been learning a little bit here, there, slowly.
yeah.
Like I've been like shadowing, like hovering over my dad's shoulder, like kind of learning a little bit here, there. But dude, the one thing that scares me, bro, and I know like you probably won't have this problem. I doubt it, but one of my biggest fears. I mean, it's not really a fear, but it's sort of like I'll feel disappointed in myself is when I know it more than likely will happen is my lifestyle, tax bracket wise, like income wise, everything, like all the like lifestyle will not be on the same level as my dad ever. Like it won't ever be on this level as my dad's. So what I'm trying to say is like my lifestyle is like, let's just say here, and like when I'm on my own and I'm like whatever, my lifestyle is going to go down like this. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's like,
I mean, it's
that's
gonna
what
be normal
happens
when I
to
first start.
everybody. Yeah.
No, when I first start, of course, but I mean like later on. Like I'm like 40 now, and I'm making good money or
Well, your
whatever.
dad's 60, so
Maybe.
give yourself another 20 years.
Yeah, true, but like, I mean,
I mean, I think
yeah, that's true.
it's not even like about necessarily, and yeah,
But it's always
that has overwhelmed me as well. Not
you always expect the
necessarily.
kids to do better than your parents, right? That's always like the thing
Yeah,
you
the
do,
idea is that they set you up so
right?
that you can succeed, right?
Yeah, this is the
But I
first
mean, keep
generation
in
though.
mind though, like going if you had half a brain on your head, when our parents were going through school, we would probably be in the same position. So yeah, like I get what you're saying. Like it's easy to
Yeah,
compare yourself to where our parents are. But at the same time, you have to understand that, as long as we can remain like fluid and kind of adjust to the times, we'll be all
yeah.
right. Because I like thinking about it, it's like your dad, like I've talked to you, I don't remember what he said, but like if we compare GPAs of getting into Cornell then versus GPAs of getting into Cornell now and test scores
Yeah,
and stuff. Totally different, totally different
yeah,
set of
true.
students, totally different
That's true.
demographic that they're going to be targeting. Um, if you look at, people going into like mechanical engineering or whatever it was that your dad was doing, especially being
Yeah,
like a freaking Hispanic American, like
yeah,
a very small population of people versus now it's probably, 3, 4, 5 times as big. So I mean, now you're
that's
competing with
true.
a bunch of other people, and it's no longer like I feel like back then you would hear guys like, "Oh, he's the chief engineer of so and so company, and he went to New Mexico State." You're like, "What the fuck?" If I went to New Mexico State right now, people would look at me trying to go into finance as like a retard. Like, no
Yeah.
one would really. They would think, "Automat, not a retard." I can't. I gotta stop saying that. They would look at me and they would say he probably doesn't have all of his faculties there, and so
Right.
what it's just the level of competition has become so much higher, and people need so much more education that it's almost fair to understand how we're going to be at a totally different timeline than our parents. um
Yeah.
it's like
That's what
even
scares me though.
when my dad was like fresh out of college and like still in his mid 20s, young, like his early 20s, and was working as a UPS driver, and he decided to go full time doing that. He was making like upwards of 100,000. I'm pretty sure at points. Like,
Damn.
what UPS driver do you know now that's making that?
I
Like,
don't think I
no
wouldn't
one.
assume anyone's making
The
that
hours are,
money.
and then that was when they had benefits and all that. That's what he said. So
Yeah.
now they don't have that. No benefits. Your union sucks. You get paid maybe 30% less than that, and your hours are probably
Yeah.
25% more or 25% more demanding. So it's like everything has changed because, the amount of people applying for that job, the amount of people even, you know, certified or, qualified for that job has doubled, tripled, quadrupled. So I
Yeah.
feel like you have to keep that in mind is going into something like that is like, it's going to be a tough way to a tough way to beat that headspace if you don't think of it in that perspective.
Yeah,
Um,
that's fair.
I mean, also, I think like the reason I
Man.
don't really compare myself to my parents is because I'm doing something completely different, I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's true. Same here. So
it's
I can't say
nothing at
much.
all. Like my dad was like he wanted to go to law school. Like, I guess that's not true. That's exactly what I want to do. So that's different.
Yeah.
But
What see,
but he did other things too. Like he was like,
but he didn't
oh, I
actually
just
end up
wanted to
doing
be
it. So now
no.
you're gonna do it.
But he's like, he was like at one point I thought I was gonna be a biology professor and shit like that. I'm like, nope. Never
Wow.
once was I in a biology class and was like, yeah, this shit's fun. Like, no.
Yeah.
Uh, so it's like we're all doing different things. And what I meant is like what
Yeah.
he's doing versus what I will be doing, what my goal is to do. So those are going to
Yeah.
be
And
completely
I
different.
think also now that I think of it, we're probably gonna make less mistakes, or at least we're not gonna make the crucial mistakes that our parents have made financially. At
Well, yeah,
least I know I won't.
that's the idea is
Because
that,
like my dad's made some dumbass mistakes that I know
yeah,
I would never do
right.
because
And that's
like
the whole
I'm too
point,
cheap.
right? Having an older sibling or having your parents that have made those mistakes for you.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know, like,
Yeah.
that's why when you said that car, I was like, fuck no. Because the only reason is because I've been over, like you said, over your dad's shoulder watching him like bounce checklists and whatnot. Like, I was over my
Yeah.
parents' shoulder when they were buying cars and trading them in and shit like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, now I
Yeah.
know. Like, and it's interesting. Like, I've talked to like, um, an ex, we'll just call her ex, but you know who she is. She
Okay.
was given, um, and don't be mad if you're hearing this ex girl, but I guess I shouldn't have picked that name because she's not ex, but yeah, uh, she was telling me, she's like, yeah, my parents gave me, you know, and I think this preface it by like I feel like we have. I'm not saying that she doesn't have the interest in learning this stuff. I
Hmm.
just think that when your parents are a little bit detached, like I feel like we've experienced your dad like pissed off at us and shit and like
Yeah.
talking to us like real. And so,
Yeah.
I know that you've experienced that on your own with your dad, and I've experienced it my own with my parents where they're actually like talking to you about, no, this shit costs this. Like if you want it, you got to do this. I think that,
Yeah.
this girl doesn't necessarily, I could be wrong, but I don't think she necessarily talks about the X's and the O's like that with her parents. And
Yeah.
so,
I know what you're talking about.
she was
Yeah.
given, X amount of dollars to buy a car. And
Yeah.
regardless of what that car was in that price range, the excess money she would be given, not in necessarily cash, but she would just be given that money. So, you know, let's say the figure was like 40,000. If she picked a $20,000 car, she was going to get $20,000 to do whatever. What I mean,
And the car.
ideally, you put it
Hell
in
yeah.
stocks or whatever else. So she goes and picks. She uses about 85% of the money she's given for a car on the car. Um,
Okay.
and I guess when I say it like that, it makes sense. But at the same time, she knew nothing about what was going into the car. And I only know not because I
Yeah.
do this research, but because, like I said, I've been over my parents' shoulders listening to them talk about this kind of stuff. And I was like,
Yeah.
that, just a simple oil change is going to run you almost twice what a regular car would be, or what an XYZ car would be. She's like, what? I thought they were all the same. I was like, oh, no, they're not. And I was like, also, that your car has like bumper sensors. So if you hit the bumper, you're not just replacing the bumper, you're replacing the sensors in it. So that'll be, significantly more than if you were hit like a Jeep Grand Cherokee or something like that, something that doesn't have those sensors. She's like, what? All this was news to her. And I was like, you never buy a car that has like over 10,000 miles a year on it. That's just, a waste of money, all these things. And like
Yeah.
nothing, all over the head.
Oh, honey.
And I understand, part of it is probably because, she's just a girl and they don't really have interest in that generally. They just don't give a shit about that. They're like, I like this car and I like it.
That's sexist.
To some extent, but it's true.
It's true.
She can't tell me
It's
squat
our
about
race.
cars. And I'm not speaking generally, but well, yeah, I am. I feel like generally, I think girls
I
don't
mean, I
typically care
hate to
about
say
cars.
it. I hate to say it, but I agree with you because every female I've talked to, I'm not saying all females, but I'm saying all females I've ever known and talked to don't know jack shit
I mean, I know,
So
yeah, it's not, I feel like it's not even generally speaking because I've talked to a lot of guys that don't know shit about cars. And like
that's
me,
true.
when I
Yeah,
speak
that's true.
relatively to you, like sometimes when we're talking about cars that I'm actually into, I can, I can be up there with you and your pop, but when you're talking about other cars that I'm just not into, like you lost me. I could talk about
Yeah,
surface level things, but when we talk about specs and the actual components in the car, I'm not there with you. But if we're talking about things that I'm into, like
that's
Not
yeah.
California, but American muscle and stuff like that, I'll be there because that's my interest. That's what I'm into.
But you know what
Um,
you need to know though
right.
about a
So,
car.
but if I like a car though, I'll tell you everything about that car.
Right,
The
that's
only thing
fine.
is, she likes a car, and I get it to some extent. You like something, you like it. You don't know why you like it, but you just look at it and you like it. And I feel like that's how she felt.
Yeah,
And so she spent this X
and that
amount,
was
and I'm
it.
just, I'm just thinking to myself,
Can
like,
you give it away? Can you give away what it was?
oh, it was a, it was a Audi Q5.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair though, she did break down and she did buy a car that was used. It blew my mind. I thought she was gonna try to get a brand new car. And honestly, if I were her, I would have because she could have gotten a brand new, different version. Actually, the Jeep Grand Cherokee is what she was looking at. Also, I personally
Okay.
would have gotten a brand new Jeep Grand Cherokee. Runs the same, just as reliable as a car. Isn't
Yeah.
Audi, doesn't have the name, but it's a great running
Right.
car,
That's
and you can get a
probably why.
brand new one. Um, so that's what
Yeah,
I would have done
for
for
sure.
sure. But that's because that's a car that I've always liked. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm just waiting to see, you know, how things balance out when that
Yeah.
is going to be on her own penny. And I'm not like ripping her at all because there's things
Yeah.
like that I'm waiting for myself to do and probably fail at as well. So that's
Well, the
I'm not.
insurance on that shit. I mean, the
That's dude.
insurance,
Yeah, there's so many things to
the
freaking talk
maintenance that
about.
goes in that kind of car is
That's what I
insane.
was
So
saying.
like you're like, and good luck trying to sell that thing. That thing's worth shit now.
I mean, yeah,
Compared to what you bought it, compared to what you
right,
paid
right.
for.
I mean, that's
It's
every
shit.
car. The second you drive it off the lot, it
Yeah,
depreciates, especially when you're talking
that's true.
new cars. That's why they
That's
always
true.
say when you're young and you don't have that. I mean, it's just never smart. I don't think I'll ever buy a brand new car personally. I think I'll always
Why
buy a
don't people
car
lease?
2 to 3 years old.
Why don't people? Yeah, I would do the same. But like, why don't people just lease cars? I'm gonna sound like an idiot because I'm sure people do this.
And then give it back.
Why don't people? Why don't, no, well, I mean, my dad's done that before, but it's because he leases a car and then decides on whether he would wants to keep it. Drives it for whatever the yearly lease it
Well,
is,
yeah,
3-year lease, and then buys the car, like pays for the rest and just
I
pays for
think
it just
that's
to
a
keep because
unique
he likes it.
situation. That's a unique situation. People,
Because
I
like
think,
probably if you have enough money to do it, yeah,
yeah, your dad is a different, like,
yeah.
he's like, yeah, I
He,
like
he,
it.
he it's
Here's
a 3-year
80K.
test drive.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, it's a
like,
3-year test drive.
it's a different
So
scenario. I mean, most people I feel like who are even looking in the routes of lease can't afford to just buy the car outright. That's one thing. The other
yeah, it's
thing
true.
is when you want to test drive a car, basically, but you're leasing it and you want to return it, or let's say the flip side of that, you don't like it, you have to pay a significant amount to turn that car back in. It's not obviously, you're
Right.
not paying for the car because you don't
Before
want it
the
anymore.
lease.
But yeah, you're saying you agree to 60
Yeah.
months, whatever, three 350 each month for 60 months. And then
Yeah.
you decide on month 7, nah, I don't fuck with this car. I want to turn it back in. They're gonna charge you a fat fee to turn that car back in. So I feel like people just, they
Right.
decide on what car they like, and then they're just like, I'm SOL for the next 6 months. Or they drive a beater and buy a car that they know they really want and just buy it outright.
Hmm.
And then you just, that's okay because I'm cool with driving this
Yeah.
car for the next 4 or 5 plus years. Um, but yeah, dude, insurance, yeah, you're
Unless
literally there's so many things that go up. Insurance can go up based on where you. This is why I am like I'm fully ready to live in Texas or live in freaking Kansas City. Like, dude, you'll pay your insurance will go up if you live in a specific city. Period. Doesn't matter what you're
That's
driving.
true.
Doesn't matter
Yeah,
how old you are.
that's
If you just
ridiculous.
live in a certain city, your insurance goes up. Then if you drive a certain
Yeah.
car, your insurance goes up. If we as males under 25 buy a motorcycle, our insurance freaking triples.
Woo! Dude,
So I'm like,
you hear about our one former teammate? He got in an accident.
our one former who?
LA Lasers and
I
Factory.
mean, he
went
rode
to Redondo. He was in our grade.
a
D-pole.
motorcycle. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. So you said Redondo.
Rides a motorcycle. He recently got a motorcycle like just this past year, like less than that. Apparently he got in an accident. He like fucked up his neck and his back.
Oh.
So
in all fairness, though, he shouldn't have one. He shouldn't have gotten one.
You don't think so?
No, hell no. If it's who
He's such a nice kid, you know, but like, yeah. No one knows who we're talking about. Maybe some do, but
business getting a motorcycle.
yeah, if anyone knew who we're talking about, they would understand why Casey's saying what he's saying. He's an interesting character.
I mean, I fully plan on still having one. I'm just gonna wait till after 25 when my insurance won't spike up, or when it's on my own dollar and I don't care.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends, dude. It depends. Like if you live somewhere where you don't need a car, also, then you.
That's true.
But you
want
to
think
bike,
about all the cities that I want to live, and it's like, I'm gonna need a car at some point. Like if I live, because I'm seriously considering Kansas after school, and if I live there, you can literally only ride that bike for 3 or 4 months out of the year. Other than that, it's raining, pouring, or it's snowing. So
yeah, I mean, you should wait. You should wait till you can afford both, like a bike and a car.
I just think it's badass, you know, to pull up on your bike and just.
Oh, dude, totally. Like one of my dreams is like doing like a ride from like to Vegas.
Dude, I think I'm gonna build when I'm ready to get my bike. I'm not gonna buy one. I'm gonna build a cafe racer. And I think that's gonna be like the route I go. But
I was gonna pick up a little
I feel like
Yamaha.
Nah, you don't want that. There's also this cool company side note that I was looking into.
You've probably done so much more. You probably know way more than I do. I'm just throwing shit out right now because
I'm not buying. Oh yeah, any of those big names, Yamaha. There's one Honda that I like.
Well, because I've ridden their dirt bike forms, most of them.
Yeah.
Most of the big names.
If you're talking dirt bikes, but street bike, I wouldn't
way
want
different.
That.
Yeah. They're way. I'm assuming they're way different, but because I don't really know shit.
A motorsport bike. Those things are freaking douchemobiles. Like I don't want that. Like.
Okay. So are you thinking like a Triumph kind of looking bike? One of those things?
Triumph is cool. I mean, this is actually.
Are you talking kind of like that? Like what kind of style? What kind of style?
Look. That's the thing that I don't know. Like I've been looking into cafe racers, and the reason I want it is because I feel like there'll be so much more sentiment behind it if I build it myself, and that's one of the bikes that you can really do.
I get that.
But one of the ones that I want, it's a Softail Fat Bob. It's a Harley, and that's the kind of style of bike that I want.
Okay, because cafe racers, they have that sort of look that like.
This is my. You guys can't see this. Yeah, this is it right here. This is a Softail.
Okay.
Here is a beautiful bike to me.
That's sexy. Yeah.
I mean,
they some Ducatis make a model like that, which is pretty sweet. But Ducatis are way too expensive.
Ducatis are the Ferraris of motorcycles.
They're probably a bitch to maintain. They're probably a bitch to maintain too.
I feel like everything Italian is literally looks really pretty, even performs well. But when it comes down to paying for it on the daily, it's garbage.
I wouldn't say even performs. I would say it's fast, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because Ferraris, dude, look at my dad's F-55. That shit's in the shop every fucking week, dude. It's ridiculous.
It's old too.
Well, it doesn't matter. Like you can.
That's a Sunday driver car, so.
True, but like, you can look up any videos, like retrospective videos on like, even like what's the new ones, like the F-55 or 455 or whatever, whatever the 720. I don't know what they're called, dude. There's too many of them, but
It's random
some of the
numbers, yeah.
even some of the newer ones, dude. People are like, yeah, dude, it was shit. Like I wanted to move on to my McLaren. Like all these rich guys, like I've been watching.
Who the
on
hell would
YouTube.
say that? I'll kill you if you ever say you want to move on from a McLaren, idiot.
No, move on to a McLaren.
Oh yes,
They wanted to get
yeah.
it because McLarens are definitely
McLarens
better
are
made
top of the
cars.
line, dude. That's literally
Yeah.
in the hypersport car.
But that's what I'm saying is people buy Ferraris, but then they graduate to something else like a McLaren.
Yeah, it's just a
Because
status symbol.
Ferraris are shit. They're shit, dude.
I never would buy like I'm fully like if I had okay, this is actually a good interesting.
We've already had this conversation. Yeah. So go ahead. Yeah.
But we were talking now. Let's just put in the parameters of cars,
Okay.
or motorcycles. We'll say.
Yeah.
You have $1 million, and not even $1 million actually. Let's make it a lot more reasonable. You have 500,000.
All right. To spend.
That's already taxed. 500,000 straight up. You have it in cash.
Yeah.
What cars are you buying?
Well, I'm definitely buying a
Let's say
Skyline
let's say this before. Let's say that you're trying to build not necessarily you're trying to build a collection, not necessarily cars that are just like fun to drive. Like you're trying to build something that's going to be beautiful for years.
Yeah, I would buy yeah, I would definitely buy a Nissan Skyline.
Yep.
I would keep it clean. I wouldn't like totally JDM the shit out of it. I would keep it clean. I mean, I definitely want to JDM my fucking my 370Z, but no, I would keep that clean. I would buy one of those DB11s, dude. One of those Aston Martins.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shnikes, dude. Those things are sexy. And then I'd buy a Porsche. What are they called? A 484. Let me see. They call it a slant nose Porsche. Let me look it up. Well, you think?
Porsche. I've never.
I need to find out
right off the bat what I'm getting.
A Porsche 930.
Porsche 930.
No, a Porsche 930 convertible. Here, I'll get you a photo here. I mean, they have convertibles, but this is a hard top. Right there.
Oh, okay, all right.
Isn't that sick? It's pretty.
Yeah, it's such a
I'd buy one
long
of those.
body. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's sexy.
So
yeah, ever since. Yeah, go ahead.
That's what McLaren is English, right?
Yeah, McLaren's British, so is Aston Martin. I love British cars, dude. Lotus.
That's
Aston.
Literally, that's what I was gonna say. British cars are the only cars that I would buy outside of American. And
yeah,
I feel
Rover,
like that's what I would say,
Rolls.
regardless of the amount of money I had. And that's how little I like or care for Porsches and Lamborghinis, and like those are all fine and good. But if you're giving me money and it's my money that I'm paying, I'm paying for my cars. You're not just handing me. If you're handing me like a GTR or some other 911 or anything, I'll take it. Obviously, I'm not stupid.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to drive my way to buy that.
You would never buy one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The only other one
I already think I know what you're gonna say.
Is the new RS7 is beautiful. That's a beautiful car. I might buy that, but that'd be right outside of my 500,000. I think. First of all, let's also notice that you just spent way more than 500,000. I think. He said you just spent a mil.
Well, the Skylines, the Skyline that I want would probably be close to, if not 100,000, and then the slant nose is probably another 100,000 or over or more, and then the Aston Martin's at least 300.
Okay.
So I'm probably just a little over budget. Well, no, because it depends on which kind of Aston Martin I get. I mean, if I get the DB11, that's got to be like 250 something, maybe more. I can't remember, but
that's what I'm saying. The DB11 is like at least 210,000.
Yeah, but I'm also really into those Vantages and the Vanquishes. Those are sexy. But yeah, I would get a
Is that
DB11.
new one that's a 3-seater?
Ooh, I don't know. I haven't heard that. Three-seater.
It's the driving
Oh, is it the one? Is it the front driver and the two on the side?
Yeah, it's like right in
Middle
the
of
middle of the
driver.
car. It's super
Yeah,
strange, but cool.
that's Formula One style. That's like the
Um,
McLaren F1. The McLaren F1. Have you seen that?
yeah,
You
super
seen it?
performance. Yes.
This bad bitch. Sexy.
Yeah, I think it might be the newer version of that, or they like re-innovated it or something.
Here, let me look
It
it
just
up.
came out this year.
You
It's
said
a
it's an Aston Martin?
three-seater McLaren, Aston Martin. Yeah, Aston
Three-seater. This is so janky.
Martin.
Martin.
It might have been a McLaren, and they just did it. Or maybe I'm tripping. It's not an Aston Martin. It's a
Bro, yeah, you're tripping. I keep seeing sofas. There's no.
Yeah, same.
It's probably the McLaren.
It is the McLaren.
The new.
Yeah, it's called the
So
Speedwing, I think. What is it called? Speedtail. Speedtail.
detail
But let's see.
Let's see this
I
shit.
would go, dude. I think I'm staying
Oh
American.
yeah.
I'm for sure staying American.
Really?
Oh, 100%, dude. I'm
Because
literally
when we've
Vin
had this
Diesel all the
conversation, you
way.
kept talking about the new. When we've had this conversation before, and you've mentioned a McLaren, but that was when we had like
Because
when we're like just filthy
that,
rich.
yeah, that's always
That's
been
when
my
like we were just like if we no that was if we won the lottery. We're like we won like $100 million or something. You're like yeah I'd buy McLaren.
Oh
You know,
shit.
with
Okay. First car I won is fucking crazy.
what?
All right. No, when I said the McLaren is like, I don't think that
I'm
they would
calling
make
it.
it in
You're
my
getting a
top
Grand
five.
Cherokee though, yeah.
Yeah, that probably would be in my top five. I would get probably like a 2 or 3 year old. At this point, I'd probably get 2018, 2019 uh, Trackhawk. I mean, like, that's beating out a lot of SUVs, like a lot of performance
SUV.
SUVs. That's like I think
Yeah,
it's a
yeah. Even the Urus, dude.
607 horsepower
The Lambo.
car. That's absurd. With
Yeah,
like,
even yeah.
I'd grab one of those. You can easily keep that under 100,000. You could probably get one around 89. Um, I'd probably
What
then go
else?
grab. Actually, let's scratch that. Scratch that for now. First, I would grab a '67 Eleanor GT500.
Oh
And I
yeah,
just looked up the price, and that bitch will run me
yeah.
mint
I haven't.
189,000. I think.
I've seen one in person, but
Really?
I've
Yeah, I
never.
would
Yeah,
literally, I would commit a crime for that car.
I've seen one drive in PV.
Dude, the price can climb to almost 300,000. I mean, that car to me
Foose.
is,
Holy shit.
dude, it's a beautiful car.
Well, well, one of the one from the movie Gone 60 Seconds is around $1 million.
Yeah, nah.
But
Yeah,
it's saying I'm getting like 300,000. I'm getting like 100,000.
I would buy one of those. I mean, it depends. To me, the ones that are not to me, but also the market, the ones that are freaking, priced
You
at their
you can
highest
build
point
one.
are the ones that are meant.
Yeah.
That's what I don't want. That's the thing. I want someone who is also into it, who kept the car in great condition for however long they had it.
Yeah.
And they didn't freaking say, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put an aftermarket stereo in it. Like, kill yourself.
Yeah.
Don't do that
Because
to
there
that
are a
car.
lot of resto mods with Mustangs and
Yeah.
Camaros. They do a lot of like they keep it original on the outside. They do a little bit of modification on the outside, a little bit of like different body kit, but still looks pretty
Yeah.
clean. But then on the inside, it's totally like stereo system, like touchscreen shit. Like it's
I don't
like
like that.
brand new AC. Like yeah. So
I wanna get in my car, crank the windows, and listen to
yeah,
the engine. That's what I want. When I
yeah,
buy $100,000, $200,000 car, I don't want to listen to music. I want to listen to my car.
yeah, dude. That's yeah. I totally agree with that.
But
Totally agree with
that
that.
would be my first purchase. I think
Yeah.
after that, I would pick up probably a 2006 Ford GT. Um,
Yeah. All
grab
right.
one of those. I grab one of those, and that honestly might be my 500,000 already. But
Let's see.
if it weren't,
Let's show the people. People, this is what he's talking about.
the
It's
GT, both
the
of these cars were literally like, I think I got hooked on them probably like in 7th grade, maybe earlier than that, because I was playing Need for Speed earlier than that. And both of these cars
okay, yeah.
were literally like, or not the Eleanor,
Yeah.
but the GT was literally, the pinnacle of performance in that game. And I just fell in love with the car since then.
Yeah, bro.
That's got to be a for sure
Super.
grab.
These are worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's got to be. It's around 150,000
Yeah, that's not bad.
for a good.
So I'm at 450.
Yeah.
What can I grab with $50,000? Fucking nothing. $50,000. I could probably get like an. No, I wouldn't grab that.
You can get something like soup it up
That's true. A little rice rocket.
if you didn't want to.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I think top 5 for sure would be the GT, Eleanor, probably another
So the-
64, 65 fastback, and my Trackhawk.
Okay.
And then I'd
Trackhawk,
probably go
40,
right outside of my
two
5.
Mustangs.
I'd be looking to the McLarens.
Mhm.
Because that, to me, English cars are absolutely superb.
If you had to drive one every day, which one would you drive every day?
Uh,
Okay, if you didn't know, if not not
Trackhawk.
counting the Jeep. I was gonna say
Okay,
no, fuck
all
the
right.
Jeep. That's not because that's an
Uh,
obvious question. That's an obvious answer.
And I have to drive one of my classics.
You have to drive one of these every day.
There's another car. Okay, well then for my 5th, I'll bump out McLaren because I didn't even give one. I didn't give a 5th. I gave 4. I said
You didn't get any of these.
No, I said I said GT, Eleanor, another Sportback, or Fastback.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for my 4th, I'd probably go with like a is it a Plymouth Cougar, like 69,
Oh, Plymouth. All right.
or maybe just a Dodge. I think I just mixed 2 different brands that were big. No, that's not it. Maybe like
Well, the
an
Plymouth
an
Cougar is a pretty sick car.
old Challenger.
Yeah. An old Challenger. All right.
60. I don't even remember the years on these that well.
I think the
But still.
Challengers are still cheaper than the Chargers because Fast and Furious made the Charger way too expensive. So
Yeah.
the old Challengers I think are still. I'm gonna look it up right now. Let's see. Challenger, let's say 1970. What? Oh, this is one of the purple ones. Over $3 million.
Wow, dude, I'm forgetting about so many. The Pontiac GTO.
GTO sexy. I like muscle cars, man. Even though it's not like my thing, I'm more into like the Japanese import, as you know. I definitely love the muscle cars. I would definitely want to buy a muscle car one day.
See, I think that worked out. Like you were Paul Walker, and I'm a black Vin Diesel. I think that works. Like
yeah.
This GTO is badass, dude. Probably a GTO,
Dude.
honestly. I'd throw that in there, and that would be my daily driver. Because I don't like. I'm not gonna be gentle with it. I'm not gonna really care. I'd probably do like an open hood too, and just
Dude,
exactly like the
Hemi
diesel
in
have the engine. Yeah, easily.
Yeah, get a blower on the over the like through the hood.
So honestly, I would just forget that. I would take the hood off. I would drive without one because the engine was just so massive.
Get really thick rear wheels.
When I take off, it lifts the front of the car.
Yeah. You need you need one of those one of those drag tails.
The little extra set of wheels. Yeah.
It's like it's on the. Let's say this is the tail of the car. It's like a cart. It's like a cart that comes out with little wheels on the end. It keeps the car from
scrape your bumper. Yeah.
No, it keeps the car from flipping over like this. So let's say like the little tail on the back with wheels. When you take off, and then it comes back, hits the floor, and then you come back down instead. You know what I mean? Let me see.
I know it's in the drag races. They always have them. That would, that'd probably be because I like the car, but I don't care enough about it to make it only my Sunday driver if I had to pick one of the classic ones. I would want to keep my Ford GT mint.
Yeah.
I would absolutely need to keep
Ballast.
the Eleanor mint.
Yeah. It's one of these bitches. On the end there.
Dude, look
you can
how
see it.
high up it is. How high the oh wait, no, there it is. There's another thing. I was like, dude, your car is like almost vertical.
Yeah. I mean these things can go vertical too. Like
That's what I'm
it's pretty
saying.
scary.
Like at that point, just get rid of it.
Like honestly, you only need like 650 to get you vertical, bro. Like
so cool. Hopefully I can get vertical in my Trackhawk.
what do you think is the most that's a stupid question. The most realistic you is probably the fastback, just the plain fastback.
The most realistic car that I can afford.
That you'll ever actually get your hands on one day.
Yeah, no, I 100%. I'm not living my life without a fastback. Like it's not gonna happen. I will go homeless to buy that car.
Just live inside
that's
of it.
Literally been that car that has probably been my dream car since I was like 10. Like I'm gonna have that car.
Dude.
Obviously the Eleanor and all that is like excess. If I'm like super wealthy and I have all the extra money, then of course I'm gonna go buy that. But it's not my first purchase. I feel like you can get one of those mint under 70.
What color would you get?
Dude, okay, here's so
like a cherry red,
a green. I feel bad because I would want not a green. I feel bad because I feel like you need to get like a powder, baby blue, cherry red. Those are the classic colors, right? And you keep the green
classic muscle car
something
colors,
like that. I don't think I would do that. I like the Eleanor look because it's gray or black on gray.
Oh, with the black stripes.
And I probably would do something like that to my fastback if I was being honest. I'd probably try to find a paint that was from that time.
Yeah.
And redo my car in that color. And I'd probably look for one that had cognac interior, or I would redo the upholstery. One of those two.
Okay. Everyone who's trying to figure out what the hell he's talking about, that's the Eleanor Mustang, black stripe, silver. It kind of has like a bluish steel silver look to it.
Yeah, it's just
but it's like it looks brushed. It doesn't look shiny. Like it looks it's like a little shiny, but like
it's like a dark gunmetal gray.
When you see it
like up close, it's just whoever keeps it that color, you'd be a piece of shit if you changed it. But
67.
It's interesting because that's not even my favorite year. And that car though is just honestly they outdid themselves, I thought.
The 67 is like the iconic version.
I feel 63 to 69. Beautiful. All those Mustangs were beautiful.
Yeah.
But I would definitely change those things. Cognac leather, change the interior, but everything else, keep an original steering wheel, like keeping all the original mods in the car. Like if there's no radio, there's no radio. But I'm pretty sure some of those at the 65, I think they put in radio, and it's like a pretty decent one too. I wouldn't put in a new stereo, none of that.
So very analog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good. It's a good idea to keep that kind of car.
To be honest, I'd make them pretty uniform.
Yeah, ever since kind of growing up with my dad and his collection, like I've started to get really into like keeping shit original.
Yeah.
So, cause like I remember like first when I was like, oh, I want to get a Skyline, like I'm gonna fucking put the biggest spoiler on it. I'm gonna rip out the passenger seat, put nitrous bottles in it. I'm gonna put underglow. I'm gonna totally redo the whole like intake, manifold, the exhaust. I'm gonna chip it. I'm gonna calibrate the computer. I'm gonna put a bigger turbo. I'm gonna do all this shit. And but now I'm like, oh, I just want original. You know,
I think it's just a higher appreciation for the car. If you like ultimately,
that's true.
You don't really like that car if you're gonna look to change all these things about it. You know,
that's true.
Like if I'm gonna go I need my 67 to have Apple CarPlay. Like, yo,
Yeah. Okay, that's bullshit. Yeah.
go get a new car then. Like, you obviously don't want this classic car.
Yeah. I think the only problem is though is like I don't. I can't remember how much. I mean, your Mustang would easily rape my Skyline in the asshole. I think if I kept the engine the same. If I didn't do anything to the engine, if I didn't tune it or anything, because the Skyline factory only had like 200 something horsepower. So
Yeah.
it's really
But
light
even
though,
then,
but
off the
it's very
line,
quick,
you'd be
very
yeah,
fast. Yeah. It's a 4-wheel drive, so it's very fast. But
because the
I mean, with
Eleanor is
this, yeah, Eleanor would rape
top
the
speed is
Skyline.
insane, but it's not like off the line. It's not like a fucking beam of a car.
It looks heavy. It looks like bulletproof.
It is
It looks
heavy,
like
bro.
a tank. It looks heavy as hell. Look up the weight. Find out how much it weighs.
I'm looking
I'm
at
gonna look
weight and the horsepower. Because I'm pretty sure the horsepower isn't spectacularly high. Like, yeah, 355. It's just really for me, it's just the beauty of a car. GT500 weight.
Oh shit. Mine's 3,400 pounds. Or sorry, yeah, 3,400 pounds. 3,400.
Oh, this car actually might be pretty. 30. Wait, say again. Sorry.
3,400.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, this car is 4,200 pounds.
Okay, yeah. So I got to hold
Almost
like a little under 1,000 over or less than you.
600 less pounds. 600 less pounds.
How much
like that's
horsepower?
355. So it's not like it's probably got a great top speed.
355.
Yeah. But off the line, it's not going to be super.
Yeah, my shit's like 200.
No, this is not.
Yeah, dude.
This thing says that the top speed of the Eleanor GT500 is 93 miles per hour. That's probably the biggest capitalism shit in my life. Oh, here's the real
Everyone
one.
else is wondering.
It says, holy shit,
That's
dude. At Autobahn, it
this
hit
is
190.
This is the Eleanor Mustang, or this is my Eleanor Mustang, this is my, yeah, to Casey's, this is my dream car to Casey's Mustang right there.
That's so interesting. You think of like
When in
we
Tokyo.
all get to our dream positions and like what we all be driving. Like, I'll pull up in the GT, you'll pull up in that. Nick will pull up in a Volvo S9. Volvo, because I love that car too. We talked about that. That's like a
he'd probably roll up in
bad car.
like an M3, like an
That's
old
true.
M3.
Yeah, he would. Yeah.
Head sticking out of the sunroof.
Mason's in a Land Rover Discovery.
Still.
He's like, this car is sick, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Check out the off-road capacity. It's
Yeah.
Actually, we never talked cars with Mason, which is interesting. Actually, no.
Yeah, I kind of wonder now what kind of cars he'd be into. I can see him though in
Mason's
like a Bentley,
100% into. Yeah, he's into
Rolls, Maybach, Range Rover. He's into those cars.
Mercedes,
Cadillac.
whatever is selling. I think is going to be Mason's buy. I don't think he
I
is
can see him
ever
in a
really
Tesla.
going to care about it.
I can see him in a decked out Tesla.
There's no such thing, dude. Teslas are shit. I mean, it's great.
You can deck them out, like
you can,
like I meant like
but,
custom.
Yeah.
I meant decked out like aesthetic wise, like new
Yeah.
wheels and like paint and like all that kind of shit.
I do
admire
the insides of it though. Like, not.
It's really cool.
I admire the.
It looks like a
screen.
futuristic. It looks like a futuristic spaceship inside. It's kind of cool, dude. You know who's making waves, bro? Making waves. Hyundai, dude. Have you seen their cars lately, bro? They're newer cars.
Like the Genesis.
No. I mean, like their new cars, like that have just been coming out, like their SUVs and their sedans, like they all look nice, like luxury.
Yeah,
nice.
but they performance. Yeah, you're talking about the Genesis. They have a Genesis truck. Like they've had the line and the trim for a while, but
I'm not even talking about the Genesis. I'm talking Hyundai badge and everything.
That's the what, dude? No way.
Hyundai badge and everything, dude. Not the Genesis. I'm talking
What
Hyundai.
kind of 2020? Oh, because they have a sportier look. They still perform like shit.
Well, I mean, they're moving up, dude. The interior, outside, dude, it's all looks real nice, dude. Like they're like upgrading, fat. Like all these, I mean, Hyundai,
Whoo, dude,
like
look at the GV80 interior. Looks like a Bentley. Probably doesn't feel like a Bentley, but looks like one. Dude, that interior is freaking beautiful.
GV80. That looks like a Bentley truck or a Rolls
Dude,
Royce.
That's exactly what and it's only
That's
it's our
pimping.
base model is 48,000. Like what?
This is the interior he's talking about.
Yeah,
it has all the trims,
quilted
like a
seats and stuff.
Bentley.
Like they're trying to make it look like a Bentley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's still got like, yeah, dude. It even has the same kind of like wings. Like the Bentley has like the wings, you know?
That tricolor.
They're literally
copying
Bentley.
That's all. Yeah, that's all. Obviously, I mean, people
How
pop
much
around.
is this?
I'm sure it's only base is 48. I'm sure the one that you're looking at.
48,000.
There's no chance it looks like that though when you pay 50 though.
No,
that car that we're
way.
seeing in the pictures is probably 60, maybe 70.
All the upgrades, upgrades, like all the different packages.
All that is like one engineer
advanced
coming over.
A 3.5 turbo, 3.5 liter with the turbo is advanced plus. I'm assuming that sport package with different interior is 65. So yeah. And there's probably another one that's even more than that. You could probably pay for more packages than that.
Probably get like
so you could
luxury package.
Fully decked out, you could probably be like closer to 80.
Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, we started 48, but we could take you to 100 if you want to get there. Like, what? What the fuck? I get two of them?
Ridiculous,
dude. You could take me to 100. But we don't want to talk your guys' ear off here with car stuff.
Oh shit! I just realized.
This is literally probably only our interest. But let us know. We if you guys don't, give us some things to talk about, bad things are gonna happen. We're either gonna say some dumb shit on here, or
keep
we're
us
gonna talk
in a
about
lane
things that we want to talk about, because after all, it is our podcast, and
that's true.
It might be pretty boring for you guys, but
that's true.
Like I said last episode, we will hit you guys up, preferably.
Oh yeah, funny or serious.
Yeah, we can get some insight from you guys to as to what decision we'll make for next week's episode, and or I guess next week's episode or the week after that actually, and then we'll go from there. If you guys want to go serious, oh my god, looks like I got punched in the face.
Yeah, it does, dude. I have bags, bro. I got bags.
My right eye is closed.
Dude. They were bad. My bags were bad this morning, bro. It was really bad. They're like out here. They looked like this morning. I was like, holy shit. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway. We're ugly. Anyway.
I know. Yeah, we're ugly.
We'll let you guys make that decision for us. And then of course we always have stacks on stacks of would you rathers and fuck, marry, kill, and other stuff that we can bring back into the mix. So yeah, obviously, we want to entertain you guys as best we can. So give us the material that you want us to cover. And honestly, if you want a funny twist on it, there's no one better than the two of us. So with that, we bid you guys adieu. We'll see you next time. And check the Instagram for that post. Let us know. Peace, guys.